Hi! So, do you ever find yourself stuck in your own brain, replaying different thoughts over and over again, creating the scenarios that are actually not even there? Then you might want to watch this video till the end. I used to be an extreme overthinker. I would not just plan what I would do next, but would also plan what I would do if I failed, if I succeeded, if something went wrong. And in the bottom line, or just in the surface, it sounds like a normal human being planning their life. But there is a difference between just planning and thinking about different scenarios in an extreme level. Let me give you my own example. Many years ago, when I would hear the term exam, or whenever an exam was coming up, I would not just plan for the things that I had to study for my exam, but I would spend more time planning or thinking about what I would do if I scored poorly in that exam, or what if the exam did not go the way I wanted it to be. So instead of spending more time on studying or actually planning for how to study, I would create these scenarios in my head and instead plan for that. I also remember one day I fainted out of nowhere in class when my teacher was talking about exams. And that incident changed the way I view overthinking. So, when we let overthinking to control our own brain and our own thoughts, that can not just make us anxious but can also cause anxiety disorders, mood disorders, panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and so many other mental health problems. So, it is important that we do not let overthinking to take control of our own brain, but rather control our overthinking. But before diving deeper into that part, let's talk why do we overthink. So the root cause of overthinking is fear and doubt. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of abandonment, and even doubting our own capabilities. That can not only make us stuck in those fake scenarios, but will also stop us from actually taking actions, like in my case, actually sitting and reading. And the first step to reduce overthinking is to acknowledge that all the human beings have fear that could trigger overthinking. Nobody is born perfect, and we need to be kind to ourselves. We need to give ourselves space and time to grow and bloom just like flowers. Life is so unpredictable that even if you plan every single bit of your life, things will not go the way as we planned them to be. So, it is very important for us to understand and again acknowledge this fact that life is unpredictable, and that is the beauty of life. And we human beings have our own weaknesses and have our own strength. We each require different conditions and different situations to bloom, just like flowers, and they have their own requirement of soil, nutrients, water, sunlight, climate. And even when everything is perfect in the environment, sometimes the flowers they don't grow. Just like us, even when we try to do everything the right way, sometimes life does not work the way we planned it to be. But there is nothing such as failing in life. I think in life there is only learning or being successful, because every failure has something to tell us. So it's very important to acknowledge and accept this fact in life, and I think this is the first step to reduce our overthinking, the internal work that we all human beings should actually do. And instead of trying to take control over your own life, or trying to take control over your future, or trying to take control over future you should actually work on present. And by this what I mean is that even now, whenever I overthink a scenario or overthink a situation, I ask myself, is this situation real, or is it hypothetical? And is there anything that I can do right now to take an action towards whatever the reason that I am worried about? And if the answer is yes, then I will focus on taking action rather than focusing on the outcome. And again, it might sound very simple, but I have really struggled to reach to this point in my life. I know some people do it naturally, but it took me years to be able to do this, to be able to be accepting and loving to my own self, to give myself grace and say that it's okay. These are some of the internal work that we can do to reduce overthinking, but there are some of the external things that are also very useful or very helpful to reduce our overthinking, especially that anxiety that we have. And the first in the list is follow your hobbies. Yes, people say follow your dreams a lot, but I will say follow your dreams, but also follow your hobbies. For me, my hobbies, there are many hobbies, but one of them is dancing. And dancing is one of the best way that I reduce all that anxiety and overthinking. Another tips or another helpful habit to practice is walking. I love to go for long walks. I think there's something about this nature that takes away all your stress. Exploring nature is, I think, one of the best ways that you can explore the beauty of life or beauty as a human being, because you see not only yourself when you are walking, you see the nature, you see different birds, animals, you see a rock, you see different things. And last but not the least, write down your thoughts, write down your emotions. I think writing is one of the best way that you can transfer your thoughts or transfer your energy into something that you can actually look at and reflect on, and that really helps you with the internal work that you can do, like for example knowing what are your fears, what are your trigger points. So writing or journaling is so useful or so valuable. Take time to write, take time to just like make notes about your own day, about your own emotions, about your own thoughts, about your own actions. If you feel super anxious or if you feel that you need a medical help, then please go to a therapist or talk with a psychiatrist or psychologist. Do not take medical advice from me. So I think that's all for today's video. I hope this video was somewhat useful. If you found this video useful, give it a like, share it with somebody who needs to hear this. And thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye bye.